Hey everybody, I'm sure you would agree with me that coronavirus is not going anywhere because we haven't beaten it yet. But here's the good news, the vaccine is here. I know that there's a lot of hesitancy, a lot of mistrust, so I thought it would be good for us to talk to a few family members, community members, church members that have already been vaccinated and get their experience on what it was like to take the vaccine and what life has been like for them since then. So I want you to come on inside with me as we sit down with a few trusted and loving friends from our community and let them tell you their experience. Come on inside.
Hi, my name is Adam Francis. I'm a family medicine doctor and the Chief Medical Officer at Marin City Health and Wellness. I'm here today to answer a few questions about the coronavirus vaccines. First question, why are we encouraging communities of color to get vaccinated? Really, we're encouraging everybody to get vaccinated, and we know that there are certain groups of people that are just at high risk of either getting the virus, getting sick from the virus, or dying from it. Here in Marin County, we know that about 90% of the people who have passed away from coronavirus are age 65 and older. So that's an incredibly high-risk group, which is why that group has been a top priority to get vaccinated both locally and all over the country. We also know that whenever there are imbalances of power and resources, of income and education, institutional racism, all of these things create health disparities that affect our communities of color. And so when we're talking about vaccinations within our communities of color, what we're really talking about is trying to make up for the harms created by the way that our society is organized. Moving away from politics, a common question is, given how fast these vaccines were developed, are they actually safe? And the short answer is yes. In the United States, at this point, between Moderna and Pfizer, we've given over 200 million doses without anything that's big or scary that's come up. If you look at what's happening right now with Johnson & Johnson, for me, that's a sign that our systems to look for side effects and to look for harm are working well. Because if you imagine what it took, that within a week after 7 million doses, we are able to identify 6 cases of rare blood clots all over the United States, get that information back to the CDC and the FDA, and have them put the Johnson & Johnson vaccine on pause while we review some more. That shows us that those safety systems are working well, and it tells us that Moderna and Pfizer vaccines are really, really safe.
How has the COVID-19 over the last year impacted you and your family?
Well, during the last year, the COVID-19 impacted me and my family in a way that most people dread the most. Even though over 540,000 people died of COVID-19 coronavirus. Unfortunately, I had a nephew who passed away in April 15, 2020 of the coronavirus. So he was a perfectly healthy young man with 2 sons who he loved dearly. Every day they were in his life. Every day that was his buddies. So on the side of being there for my great nephews and my sister and my niece and my brother who was left out the family, going through this shock of him dying from COVID-19 in those early stages. We couldn't visit him in the hospital and we couldn't go to the service.
With COVID-19 struck our family in a big way. We lost a cousin in the beginning and also a matriarch. And I lost a very dear friend. And I will never be able to sit down and talk and chat with my aunt like I used to, tell me stories of the past that I could pass down to my children.
It impacted me at work. I was home from work for a whole year, since March 2020 to March 2021. I was home sheltering in place. And my family, we were just separated for a year. You know, we practiced social distancing and didn't have family gatherings. We just talked on the phone. I may have seen a few family members here and there once or twice, but that was the most of it. So we just didn't have that family connection that we did for a year.
So let me ask you, you want the vaccination?
Oh, most
right?
definitely.
Why do you want it?
I want the vaccination because the vaccination is going to help. Not only will it help stop spread the COVID-19, but it will benefit me because once I take the vaccination, I don't have to worry about getting COVID-19 ever again.
Well, you know, looking at the news every day, listening to people talk about the vaccines are coming, you know, I was kind of skeptical about taking the vaccine, but listening to all the medical experts, that kind of changed my mind. And more so, I wanted to be safe. I wanted to not get COVID. So I decided, made a choice that I was going to take the vaccine.
One thing I always tell everybody when they talk about the side effects, when you go to get your pharmacy prescriptions, you come back with paperwork with side effects. So these are some side effects that you're having are not even near the side effects you're getting with your medication. And I'm an avid person. I need to make it known to the community and my family that you need to spread the love. When you get your shot, you're spreading the love.
Do you feel a level of protection, of comfort, of security when you're out?
Well, I feel comfortable about being out now. All the kids haven't been vaccinated, so when they're sneezing or having a runny nose moment, you know, that makes me take another look, you know, and help them out to get straight. But normally the health has been good for everyone, even at school.
I feel really good about being vaccinated because I can share the hugs and the kisses and with my grandchildren, because I love my grandchildren. And I feel like I can be there for them.
Most of my sisters and brothers are fully vaccinated because most of them work for the government or the state. So they had to, but not only because they work, but also because they wanted. We was impacted so hard by our nephew dying of coronavirus till we want to be together again as a family because we couldn't be together as a family.
I know that you heard something that was motivating, something that was challenging, something that spoke to you in those interviews. You've heard from millennials, you've heard from seniors, you've heard from everybody in between. You've heard from a doctor. And so I want you to help us beat back this virus. Do it for your family, do it for your community, do it for your county. Do it so that we can all enjoy the future together, knowing that you and I have both done our part.